One,
Woo.
boom. We're back at you guys. Podcast time. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, it's on now.
It's on. Like King Kong. Okay, so last time, let's see. Well, I should start off by saying we are back, guys, with another episode of movies that hit the theaters in 1995.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
last time we left off with Empire Records.
yeah.
This
Great
time,
movie with you know,
yeah, with Renee Zellweger,
and
Liv
Liv
Tyler.
Tyler
Yeah,
and a bunch of other people.
yes. This time around, we're going to be starting off with a film called The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, later released as Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Yep.
This one also has Renee Zellweger in it.
Yeah, that was one of her I think the only time I ever really seen her in a horror movie.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think she
know.
did a couple, but I just remember her being in that, but it was cool.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I don't remember seeing The Return of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I remember big time The Next Generation
Yeah,
because the cover was awesome, the VHS cover.
yeah,
But this was released in '95, and it says it was later re-released. I think in early '97. There was a big. Um, I'd have to go over it. Let me try to find it. There's a lot of legal issues with this film, and the studio recut it and re-released it. So
yeah.
let me see. So
I,
let
I, and I do think that I mean, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation does sound better than
yeah,
Return of the Texas
yeah, I
Chainsaw.
like the title. Yeah, I agree.
Because how many times have they done that in horror movies where called the Return of, one of the
Right.
Halloween movies they had oh, the Return of Michael Myers, or you know, and it's just like, okay, that's kind of been done. It's like, let's come up with something different. It's like, let's call it Next Generation, because this movie is the next generation of Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies.
Right. It says here the return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre premiered at a South by Southwest on March 12th, 1995. It
Yeah,
received a limited test market release in the U.S. Um, the following year, Columbia Pictures they got distribution rights for both the theatrical and home media. The studio proceeded to re-edit the film and retitle it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, but its theatrical release remained delayed through early 1997, and this resulted in some legal disputes between the filmmakers and the studio. Uh, they're saying they withheld, alleging that the Columbia withheld the film following the rising success of its stars Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey. Huh.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Because when it first originally came out, they weren't as big, but a few years later, I believe they were
yeah.
much more known
Yeah, because I mean they
actors.
later went on to do a lot, bigger roles
Right,
and became big stars. Like,
right. I know Matthew McConaughey was in a few big movies in '96, so that's probably
yeah,
why they waited until '97. So yeah, this went through all that bullshit. But all in all, I think Next Generation's a pretty cool film.
yeah. I mean,
You
it
know,
had its moments. Like, I always love this scene when Matthew McConaughey's chasing one of them with his tow truck, and he hits him, and then after the person goes flying, he takes out a cassette tape, goes, All right, racing fans, here we go. He just starts like running them over and over again, like back and forth. Like you see, like an outside shot of the truck, like going whoa, and you can hear like Matthew McConaughey at one point going like, "Oh, he's still kicking, still kicking." Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. And you hear like a crunch, and finally at one point you hear him go, "Ooh, that might have done it." Yeah, I think that just about done it.
Yeah, he's a nut job, man.
Yeah, I mean,
He
I
was
know.
out there in this
Yeah,
film.
Matthew McConaughey in this movie was like probably played his craziest role. I mean, he was like it's like when he first appears, like you think he's there to help, the one guy who's hurt, and he's like down to like, what's he saying? He's like, he ain't saying nothing. He dead. He's like, wait, no, he's not. No, he's not. I was just talking to him, and he grabs him, and like he just takes the guy and like snaps his neck.
That's
And at that,
crazy.
and at that moment, the kid's
Yeah.
like, the guy's like looking at him like, oh shit, like running away, and he goes, so what are you gonna do now? And he pulls out his knife, like, now I'm gonna kill you. And the
Wow.
guy's like running away, and then the guy's like, hey, it's just this, it's the way it's gotta be. It ain't no fucking biggie.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take you out. It ain't no fucking biggie.
Yeah,
Something to that effect.
yeah, and like I said, then later on he winds up running them over, and like just like then he winds up coming across Renee Zellweger, and like just showing how crazy he is. Like when they get to the house and all that, and it's just like, wow, this guy is not someone you'd want to like. He's just such a mean person that at one point he's standing in the kitchen, and his girlfriend was saying something, and he just like looks, like goes up and grabs her and like throws her to the ground, like yelling
Yeah.
out like, and nobody asked you a fucking thing. And
Yeah, he throws her on the ground and he just puts the boot to her
yeah, and
on her neck or something.
remember he had that big old like leg brace, like an electronic deal where every time he moved, he was like, ram, ram.
Right. This is damn near like breaking her neck almost.
Yeah. Remember, he winds up crushing like one girl's head, stepping on her with and just like putting all the pressure down on, like you hear like, and then
Yeah.
pop. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't seen this film in years.
Yeah,
But I remember, I think I got it at VHS from Blockbuster
yeah.
back in its day. I
I
always
know.
liked the cover.
I know all the critics out there. A lot of them say that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation was the worst Texas
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Not for me. I like that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the critics were just saying like they didn't like the fact that that Matthew McConaughey was like the main bad guy, and Leatherface was just like some kind of like sideshow, and
Right.
you know, and it was just like, well, wait a minute, ain't that the way it always was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times in the films, it's the
Yeah,
other people talking and shit. Because
yeah,
he doesn't talk.
yeah, and then doing all like the crazy, being crazy people, and then Leatherface, he's just the one that just fires up the chainsaw and is like, "Here we go."
Right. He comes out when needed.
He comes out and just like when he's like, "Okay, talking's over."
Right. But yeah, I liked it. I haven't seen it in a while. I want to pick that one up eventually on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I have several of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, but I think Next Generation is one that I don't have at this time.
Yeah. I'm
But
sure you can find that
I mean,
VHS,
I
DVD.
know, I know the critics out there saying that that was the worst. But to me, like I enjoyed all the Chainsaw Massacre movies. I mean, I liked them all. I mean, I like the fact that I mean, part one and two they kind of made to be like a sequel to, but from like part three to Next Generation and the reboot and all that stuff, like they were like their own movies. Like there was just like they were. They called it Next Generation because that's the next generation of Leatherface.
Yes, good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, pretty good movie regardless. Like,
yeah.
you know,
Originally titled "The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre."
yeah. I mean,
But
as cool as that sounds, so I still think Next Generation fits better.
yeah, I agree. So let's, I guess we'll move on from that film.
Yeah.
Let's see, next on this list. Let's see here. Seven.
Ooh, great movie, The Seven Deadly Sins.
This is a really good film with Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Uh,
you had Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman,
yeah,
Kevin Spacey, Gwyneth Paltrow.
yeah, and David Fincher directing it. Solid movie.
Yeah, I remember watching that movie, and it just like I remember at the end when the ending was revealed, I was just like blown away, like oh my god,
Yeah.
like I did not I did not expect like that ending, like because you know, yeah, like you didn't know of what that he got a hold of Gwyneth Paltrow
Yeah. What's in the
and
box?
yeah, well, yeah, put her head in the box,
Yeah,
like
that's insane.
yeah,
Now,
but,
let's see
but
here. Seven came out 95. It says here release date September 22nd, 1995, distributed by New Line Cinema. I had
yeah,
a budget of set between 33 and 34 million in the box office, made 327 million. So that is a score.
yeah. I mean, I remember just because it was such a great movie, like the way
Yeah,
it was done, like you have somebody taking people out, using like
right,
the seven deadly sins, like
right.
greed and
It's a crime
uh,
thriller.
yeah,
And
and then there were some graphic scenes.
I mean, yeah, this movie was pretty intense. I remember back then when I seen the trailers, I was like, "Wow, this looks pretty dark and uh,
Yeah,
out there." I remember when Buddy Mark, he was like, "Man, I got to see this movie," and
yeah,
he went and seen it at the theaters. I'm not sure. I don't think I did. I think I held off because at that time I don't think I was that much interested in this film. But after I seen it, I was like, "Wow, this is a great film."
yeah. That's time. Like you see a trailer for a movie, and you're like thinking, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really into this. And then once you see it, you're like, wow, I'm glad I watched that now.
Yeah, it was just it became a huge hit.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember there were some really disturbing scenes in that movie.
Okay.
Like it was just like, but I don't know if it'd be wise to discuss it because I mean, you know the scene I'm talking about.
I believe so, but
Yeah.
he,
But the guy forces this one guy to do it with a girl while he's got a knife,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But he
Yeah,
just talks about it. They don't actually show that shit.
they don't. Yeah, they don't show it, but he's describing what he had to do,
Do
what
right,
the guy was forcing him to do,
right.
and I'm just like, when he's like saying what he had to do, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
yeah, and it's just like that's some crazy, like that's craziness right there, man.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty out there. I mean, it's. pretty much.
And then, yeah, and then if I'm not, if I'm remembering it right, didn't he like turn himself in at the end? Like
Yeah, he did.
he came in like the police station with bloody like hands and was just
Yeah.
like,
Pretty much right
hey,
after he took his girlfriend's life.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
went there and was like, "Hey, detectives, y'all looking for me?"
Yeah.
And like, and they were then saying like when they took him into custody, they had his like fingers bandaged because they said that he chewed off his own fingertips so they couldn't get his fingerprints
Yeah.
to find out, who he truly is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
He was a dark motherfucker in that film.
yeah,
Kevin Spacey.
I forgot how he got Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman to take him out there to that place where they had the box delivered.
Well, I believe he told him there's something out there at a certain time that I
You
need
have
to
to
show
see
you
him.
and this and that and
Yeah, and they get out there and they're waiting, and the guy in the van shows up and like he's like, I was told to drop this off here at this such and such time, and they never show what's in the box, but you see Morgan Freeman looking at like freaking out, like, oh my god, like, and he's like getting on the radios, everybody stand back, like saying that he has control right now. Like,
I bet you everybody in the theater when they're first watching that are probably thinking, "What the hell is going on here?"
yeah, and
Because
I
it was
mean,
a pretty powerful scene.
yeah, and like Brad Pitt yelling out, like, "What's in the box?" It's like as
Yeah,
he's crying, like 'cause he kind of knows, but he, is like,
it did. Yeah, it did. He didn't even know she was pregnant.
"Oh yeah, that too. I forgot about that."
Yeah, he's like, he's looking at what's his name, the main bad guy. Fuck, what's his name?
Kevin
It's Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey. He's like, oh, he didn't know. And he calls him a fucking liar. You're lying. Eventually, he just ends up taking us, shooting him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because remember Morgan Freeman was telling him like, "No, you can't do this. This is what he wants."
yeah,
He, like for some reason, like Kevin Spacey wanted Brad Pitt to take him out,
yeah.
and and it's just like, and Morgan Freeman's trying to like tell him like, don't give him what he wants. Don't give him what he wants.
Because through the movie, they're trying to find him, and
Yeah,
eventually he just turns himself in.
yeah. He's just like, okay, I did what I did. Now it's time for my time to end. Take
Yeah, it
me out.
says they try to stop a serial killer from committing a series of murders based on the seven deadly sins.
Yeah,
Which is pretty wild, man. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. How often do you see a big movie like that these days?
you don't really.
It's pretty rare. Back in the
Yeah,
'90s, you had some really good stuff, man.
yeah. Back in the '90s, like there wasn't really anything like that was really like untouchable to go in a movie. It's like, hey, let's try this, let's try that. Like I know some things today would probably get a lot of people like, no, don't, get rid of this movie. This movie was bad. This and that. It's like it's just a movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good movie. I highly recommend if you haven't seen Seven to get your ass
Yeah.
out
So
there and see it.
if you're a fan of
Powerful.
really good movies, especially from the '90s, and you haven't seen Seven, I, I too highly recommend.
Yeah, you have to see it. If you're into drama, like a serious movie, yeah, definitely see it. It was a good casting,
Mm-hmm.
You got good casting in that film. Okay, moving on from Seven.
What we got next?
Let's see. All right, this one you'll have to talk about because I don't think I've ever seen it, which is Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers.
Oh yeah, one of the more gorier, more creeped out Halloween movies of the
Yeah.
bunch.
And there's alternate versions
Yeah,
of this film.
there's a theoretical version, and then there's a producer's cut.
Yeah, I mean, there's an original work print cut as well. There's a
Yeah,
producer's cut that says features 45 minutes of alternate footage. Wow.
yeah.
So it's almost
Well,
like watching another fucking movie.
yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. I had the producer's cut, which I watched, and it was way totally different than what you've seen at the theaters.
Yeah, that's pretty
Like,
cool.
like there's a scene where the character that that Daniel Harris played in 4 and 5. Well, her character comes back in this one, but she's played by a different girl this time,
Oh, okay.
and she winds up like giving birth to a baby, and then like basically escaping like this mental hospital. I wouldn't know what you would really call it. And she escapes, and Michael Myers is chasing after her, and she winds up like leaving the baby at like a bus stop to be found. And while she lured, Michael away and chasing her, and he winds up like running her off the road and like attacking her in this barn. Well, in the theoretical version, he throws her onto this like hay bale like shredder thing, some kind of like big mechanical thing that like impales her, and he winds up like turning the machine on and walking away, and it taking her out. And in the producer's cut, she doesn't that doesn't wind up happening to her. She winds up like getting stabbed and like collapsing, and then is later found like still barely alive, and she's in the hospital getting like treated. And like at one point in the movie, the one main bad guy who like is kind of like leading Michael Myers goes into the hospital and where she's at and like shoots her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I never understood why they changed it like that. Like, I mean, when you watch the theoretical, it works with her being, taken out, because then it's like you finished off that part, that chapter of the movie.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now it's about this baby, and these other characters are looking after the baby, and that was the final. I think one of the final movies of Donald Pleasance.
Yeah, I think this was his last film,
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah.
Donald Pleasance, though, man, he was a great actor back in the day. Like playing, his character of Loomis in the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Was a great performer.
Yes. Now it says here, Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. It was distributed by Dimension Films. It was released September 29th, 1995. Had a budget of $5 million, and it ended up making $15 million in the U.S.
Yeah, so it made a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I remember the Curse of Michael Myers being like that one being more of like a gorier. It was like way gorier and more graphic than any of the other Halloween movies were.
Right.
Like there's a scene where he's got this guy in the basement and he stabs him, impales him to this like electrical panel, and it's like electrocuting him to the point where his head exploded.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I've never seen that done in a Halloween movie. That's what was always cool about like the Halloween movies, like the Jasons. Like I like those movies. I like the innovative like kill scenes. Like not just your normal slice and dice, but like something different like that. Like not just stabbing the guy, but impale him to electrical panel and electrocute him to the point his head explodes. It's
That's
like
awesome.
wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty inventive. It's like maybe a little bit overkill, but I don't know, still pretty cool regardless.
Yeah. Okay, here.
But
Yeah, the work print cut of the film screened for test audience, I guess, yeah, that became known as the producer's cut. And it
yeah,
features 45 minutes of alternate footage and numerous other differences, ranging from, oh wow, scores and music cues. Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, you can make a movie look one way or another, with
I remember.
editing.
Yeah, I remember them having like an alternate ending where they beat up Michael Myers, they subdue him, and then he at the end of the theoretical he puts the that girl and that guy and the baby in a car and sends them off, and Dalpo's like, he's like, what, you ain't leaving? He's like, no, I still got work here. And then like the ending, you see like Michael's mask laying there, and you hear like Donald Pleasance making like this weird like scream sound, like ah. And they explain that in the alternate version, the alternate ending, where Loomis goes back and he pulls Michael Myers' mask off, and it's revealed to be like it wasn't Michael. It was like the leader of that cult or whatever. That the guy that I forgot his name, but he was like Donald Pleasance's partner or whatever. In the case of Michael, and he became like. But he pulled it off, and he's like saying says something. He's got like that, like this mark of like the mark of the thorn or whatever, and somehow like he passes that mark off to Loomis and saying like it's your time now, and it made you think like he was turning into Michael Myers.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can kind of understand now why they didn't but I mean, it did kind of make up like why you're hearing him scream in the background, because he's getting that thorn passed to him,
Yeah.
and he's looking at it, and he's just like ah ah.
I believe you had a young Paul Rudd in this as well.
Yeah, he was playing the role of Tommy Doyle, who you go back and you watch the first Halloween, he was that character. He was like he was one of the kids that Jamie Lee Curtis was like babysitting.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and that's like he later kind of like shows him like all grown up. He's kind of like traumatized, and he keeps like an eye always, like he stays at a house across the street from the old Michael Myers house, and like watching it. Like he always has like this thing like Michael's coming back one of these days.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, Halloween, it was pretty good. I mean, it was kind of like different in a way. It was kind of like more like evil and stuff like that than all the other night. I keep saying, I want to keep saying Nightmare on Elm Street for some reason, but Halloween, it was one of the more darker installments of the Halloween franchise.
The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
It says here that Donald Pleasance, he passed away on February 2nd, 1995, 7 months before the film was released.
Oh, so he didn't even get the chance to see it finished.
Probably not. It says the film was dedicated to his memory.
Yeah, I remember having a VHS copy of it, and it does say that right at the end where they roll the credits, like, this movie's in the memory of Donald Pleasance, and
yeah,
it's like, that sucks, because I mean, he was cool. Like those. I mean, I know Donald Pleasance has done like many other movies and
Oh
stuff,
yeah, for a
but
long time.
like he to me he will always be known for as Loomis in the Halloween franchise.
Yeah,
Because I would say like he was in a lot of them.
yeah.
You know, I
This is
think
quite a few of them. Yeah,
yeah. The only one he wasn't in was the third one because that was a totally different movie by itself. But like all the Michael Myers installments, like 1, 2, 4, 5, and Curse of Michael Myers, Donald Pleasance was in every single one of those.
yeah. Good
So
stuff.
that was
Good
pretty
stuff.
cool.
All right. Yes, I guess we'll move on from that film.
Okay.
Now we're gonna move on to ooh, I haven't seen this in a while, and I don't think you've seen it. A movie called Dead Presidents.
Yeah, I mean, I know of it, but it's one of the movies I just never got around to
Yeah,
watching. I'm sure there's a lot out there I haven't got around to watching, but
yeah. Now this film is, I think it's a damn good movie, man. I would love to see a 4K release of this. We
okay.
got Lorenz Tate, we got Keith David, Chris Tucker,
Oh,
Joaquin
so
Woodham.
you got a pretty good. You got a real good cast in
Yeah,
that.
the Hughes brothers directed this one. Let's see. Dead Presidents is a 1995 American crime film co-written, produced, directed by the Hughes brothers.
Nice.
Yes, focusing on, let's see here, teen, teenage years as high school graduate and experiences during the Vietnam War. Yeah, as they return to the hometown of Bronx, he finds himself struggling to support himself and his family, eventually turning to a life of crime. Yes, I haven't seen this in a while,
Okay.
so I don't remember much of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen, but I tell you what, from hearing about it now, it's like that's one I definitely will need to
Yeah,
check out.
you definitely, if you see this like on VHS or DVD, get it.
Oh yeah, most definitely, bro.
Now let's see here. This film was released October 4th, 1995.
Hell yeah.
Um, it had a budget of 10 million and it made 24 million at the box office. Let's see here. Got a lot of good actors in here. Martin Sheen's in this as the judge, but he's uncredited.
Yeah,
That's just
I hate when they do that. Like you'll see in movies, like you'll see somebody in a movie, and then you read the credits, and their name's not in the credits. No,
yeah,
we put down like, oh, he's uncredited. Like,
yeah.
why the hell was he uncredited for?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, reminds me of like that Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise, where he had Emilio Estevez in the first one, and like and when you read the credits at the end, he wasn't even credited for that movie,
Yeah.
but he's in it. He's in the movie for like 20 minutes.
Well, it maybe has to do with I'm gonna guess fees, money, something like that.
Yeah, I just don't
Uh,
know. But then again, maybe um, Emilio, from what they were saying, like Tom Cruise was returning the favor, or Emilio Estevez was returning the favor, working in that movie, not being credited, just like
for
how
Young
Tom
Guns,
Cruise had a part in Young
right?
Guns and didn't get credited.
Right. I think they were friends ever since they did that one film together in the early '80s,
Yeah.
The Outsiders.
Oh yeah, great movie by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a really good movie. I can't really speak too much about it because like I've seen it probably two or three times back in the '90s. I haven't seen it in a long time. This is something I actually want to see again. I'm not even
Yeah,
sure if there's any kind of. Obviously, there's probably a VHS release, but I don't know if there's a DVD or a Blu-ray release of
you probably
Dead
find it on one of
Presidents.
the you probably find it on one of the streaming services.
Yeah, maybe, but great movie, powerful. So we'll move
Yeah.
on from Dead Presidents. We'll get into
If we find that, there would definitely be a future movie review.
yeah. Moving on from Dead Presidents, we're going to be getting into now Assassins.
Assassins!
Yes, with
Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. I remember watching that when it came on HBO years
Yeah.
ago, and I remember you had Stallone, you had Antonio Banderas, and you also had Julianne Moore, I believe,
Yep, she's in it.
and they're all like assassins, and like Antonio Banderas is like trying to take every time like it's like weren't they like battling over like deals like Stallone went to go take somebody out and like Antonio Banderas takes him out before Stallone can.
Something like that. I
Yeah,
mean, it's been a while since I've seen this one myself, so. But I know Antonio was obsessed with being like the best,
yeah,
and he wanted to take Stallone out,
yeah.
you know.
I always remember the beginning of that movie where Stallone's walking with a guy in like this like swamp,
I
and
think
there's
that's the
and
beginning of the film.
yeah, and he gets him to like one certain part, and he's like, "Oh, don't take me out, man." He's like, "No, I'm not gonna take you out." And he hands him a gun. He's like, "You're gonna do it yourself." He's like, "There's no clip," and he's like, "There's one in the chamber." And he's like, telling him like, "You got a choice. Either I can take you out, or you can take yourself out."
Yeah,
And the guy winds up like taking himself out.
yeah.
Like I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." I
That is
remember
something.
that. I remember that scene, and I remember at one point, remember one part in the movie, Stallone's like acting like he's like a taxi cab driver and picking up Antonio
Yeah,
Banderas.
yeah.
He's like, "Where
Yeah.
to?" And he's like,
He's
this is the talking. He's like, "Oh no!" He's like, "I know better not to get out of the car." He's like,
yeah.
"You got the bulletproof glass here, you know."
He
Like,
thought at first he was just a regular fucking taxi cab driver. He's like, "What the hell? Where are you going? I'm telling you to go here and here," or something like that. He's like, and
yeah,
then
he's telling
Stallone
him,
stops at one point and says, "You know what? Just get out of here."
yeah, and
And
then he's like, yeah, he goes to get out, and then he realizes it's like, "Oh no, wait a minute, no, I know what's going to happen
yeah,
if
he
I get."
sees something that
Yeah, he's seen the
changes his
actual.
mind and says, "Wait a minute, this ain't no
Yeah,
fucking taxi driver."
no, he's seen the actual like the ID of who the actual taxi cab
Oh,
driver
okay.
could have
I
been.
don't quite remember since it's been a while.
I yeah, I haven't seen it in a while either, but I think that's what happened. Like he seen that and he kind of like put two and two
Yeah,
together. Like, wait a minute, this is not him. Oh man, this is him.
yeah.
So,
So this film was directed by Richard Donner, who did the Lethal Weapon films,
yeah,
and distributed by Warner Brothers. We had a budget of $50 million and ended up making $83 million. Release date October 6th, 1995.
yeah.
This,
I'd say the one thing I thought was kind of dumb in that movie though, like Antonio Banderas could have lived at the end.
yeah, I mean he could have, but he,
Yeah,
he he
so
was so
Stallone told.
obsessed with being number one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like he told him, like, you can just walk away, and he's like, and you think that's what he's gonna do, but then you hear the gun click, and he's like, "Oh, but if I let you live, I'm not the best," you
Yeah,
know.
that's when Stallone like puts his gun in his jacket and
Yeah,
shoots him through his jacket, killing him, I believe,
I
take him
remember, like,
out.
yeah, I remember watching that scene. I was like, dude, what? Like, I was kind of mad when Antonio Banderas died in that movie because I was thinking, like, dude, you could have just walked away. You know,
You could have.
you could have just walked away and fucking went on a totally different way. You know, it's like why? You know, it just.
Uh,
But I was just like, I guess that's the way they wrote the movie. It's like made you think that he was going to do the right thing and just walk away, and it's like, no, I can't let you go because I gotta take you out to be the
yeah,
best.
yeah. Like I said, his obsession got the best of him.
Yeah, it's like he chose his obsession over life.
Yeah, he wanted to be the best, so
Yeah, he wanted to be the best, and they got
ain't happening now.
nope.
This was back when Antonio was blowing up big time.
Yeah, you see, he was coming out with like that, like Desperado, and
Yeah, once Desperado hit, man, that was like, yeah, it's like okay, we got a new
we got
action actor
we got a
here.
new badass action star.
Yeah, that's
And he didn't disappoint either, man. Like Desperado and
yeah. But before that, he really wasn't in. I mean, he was in Interview with a Vampire, but
yeah,
I think Desperado was pretty much like the breakout role for him, and then Assassins came in, and
yeah,
then he ended up doing like the Mask of Zorro, and
yeah. And he wound up doing like Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and
yeah, yeah,
eventually,
the
remember
Legend of Zorro.
he cut his hair short and started doing like he did a movie with Woody Harrelson called Play It to the Bone, where he was like a
Yeah,
boxer.
yeah, I didn't care for that movie. I thought it was not that
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I didn't really care for it either. Like you know,
What it is, what it is.
I would have liked it better if one of them would actually won at the end. Like they go through all of that and they just, oh, it is a draw. It's a draw. Like all that they went through to get there. The fucking the fight that they put on and to not get a fucking winner. Like
Yeah,
fucking bullshit, man.
well, it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, that's Assassins with Sylvester Stallone. Good film. I want to see
Yeah,
this one again because I haven't
I
seen it in a
actually
while.
yeah. I think I actually think I may actually have that in a Stallone 4 pack.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so
So
moving on
that's
from that one,
all right.
let's see, where are we at? Assassins.
Assassins.
Let's
I
see. Okay.
always remember, I always remember that in those Michael those called those Austin Powers movies where he's like assassin.
Yeah. Next up, we have a film by 20th Century Fox here called Strange Days, which stars Rail, what's his name? Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes. You had Angela Bassett.
Oh
You
yeah,
had
Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, he's a hell of a great actor.
yeah, you had a whole bunch of great actors and
Oh
actresses in
yeah,
this movie.
Juliette Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tom Sizemore. Yeah,
Tom Sizemore. He
he
had a
was
lot of huh?
he was like one of the main. Well, you thought he was a good guy, but he ends up being a bad guy.
Yeah, that to me was the major shock because I'm pretty good with movies when it comes to like guessing who the person is because you see this guy committing these acts of violence and
Right.
sending the video, sending the clip. Like the movie's like a futuristic movie. It's like it has to do like it came out. It was made in '95, but it was set to be like in 1999. The like a couple days before the year
Yeah.
2000, and
The
They
last
had
2
this,
days of 1999.
yeah, and they had like in this movie they had this device that was introduced. It's called the wire, where you put like
Right,
this squid looking thing on your head, and it's like it records like a VCR, like a camera,
right,
but from the way they're saying, like the device records right from your cerebral cortex, so you can film something that you've done, like and you can record it, and you can take the disc, give it to somebody, like, hey man, check this out, look what I did.
right.
And throughout the whole movie, this Ralph Fiennes, he's like a clip seller, where and you had Angela Bassett, who's like a limo driver, and is good friends with Ralph Fiennes, and
Vincent D'Onofrio, he's a fucking evil cop. With that
yeah,
other guy, evil cop.
yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio, and there's I think his name is William Fichtner. 'Cause I've seen him in other movies as well too. But
Right.
you see you see them at the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie. They're chasing this woman that like in this like a train station. You see her, she's running. The cops are chasing after her, and then like she jumps on the subway. The cops grab her, and as like they're trying to grab her, you realize that she's wearing one of them wire things. And
Yeah. I mean, before that, though, didn't they, like, take out a rapper?
yeah, but that wasn't shown till like later in the movie. Till you
Oh, okay.
finally
Yeah, that's right.
when they found her, the recording of what, because the cops see it and they're like, oh shit, she recorded this whole thing.
Right.
And then she's trying to get away, and she's trying to get a hold of Ralph Fiennes, like and at one point she shows up at this bar or whatever he's at. And she goes up to his car and like drops this clip into his car, and then goes in to to talk to Ralph Fiennes, and you can tell she's all like freaked out, like she's all like in like she's all like in different clothes, wearing a wig, like she's totally like freaking out, like those cops are still after her.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And she's like trying to get him, like, come on, you need to go outside, you need to see this clip, where I'm in some real trouble, this and that, blah blah blah. And they go out there, and you see like cops, sirens, and you see her turn and look. She's like, oh shit. And then like Ralph Fiennes looks, and he turns back. The girl's gone.
Right.
And he's like, oh, what the hell? And then when she gets like his car gets towed, and so he gets the car towed, so he doesn't know yet what's really going on. You see all this until later on, where he receives a clip at this bar that he goes to, and he's like, oh, are you getting fan mail now? And he winds up getting beat up by a guy, goes up to, finds Angela Bassett. It's like, hey, can I just chill out in the back of your limo for a while? It's like, yeah, get in. And they're driving around, and he decides to he's like, let me see what this clip's all about. And it was the girl that, was trying to get a hold of him earlier, getting brutally killed in a motel. And like the whole thing's happening while he's watching, and he's like freaking out, like telling like Angela Bassett, like, go to the Sunset Region right now, go. And like they get there after she's taken out, and she like Angela Bassett comes up to her, like, what is it? It's like it's a blackjack. It's like, what? A snuff clip.
Damn.
He's telling her, like, it was Iris, a sick fucker killed her. And she's asking him, like, are you sure it's real? And then you just happen to look over, and they're right at that, that motel, and you see them bringing her out on a gurney.
That's
Like,
crazy.
and you just kind of look at it like, yeah, I think that's pretty real there, lady.
Yeah. I didn't know this, but it says the film, as far as the editors go, one of the editors in this film was James Cameron.
Oh, that's cool.
And he did the screenplay on this movie as well. And I think he was writing it. I think he
Yeah.
was dating the director of this, or they might have been married at this time, Catherine Bigelow. I think they were
Yeah.
either the girlfriend, boyfriend, or married at this time.
I don't know. I just know, to me, like Strange Days was a was just like, I mean, it was cool. It
Yeah, it
had
was a
like
really good film.
like it just had that great, like the part where at the end where Tom Sizemore is revealed to be the killer this whole time, and you're just like,
Right.
wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I mean, you got a good cast in this.
No. Michael Wincott, who
The,
plays like a big hot shot, like what do you call him, like producer or somebody that he manages, like a manager, like he was
okay, music
managing.
manager.
Well, he was managing this rap guy, and the guy was being very like explicit, like he was giving out the message like, oh, like like fuck the police and bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And
they pulled him out. The cops pulled him out.
yeah,
He's telling those guys, "Fuck y'all, y'all gonna be on my next record" or something
yeah,
like
well,
that.
yeah. Fucking Ralph Fiennes finally finds the clip, the girl scene, and he finally like he watched it, and then I remember Angela Bassett came up to him like, what is on? I was like, I can't say it. Like you have to watch it, and he's like putting it on, like telling her what to do because she's never done like this playback shit. She's like, keep your eyes closed or you'll see double. And he's like, and he just like right before he hits play, he goes tells her like, I'm sorry, this has to be your first playback. And he hits the
Uh,
button, and she's like seeing like the girl in the car, and with him and their other friends, and they get like pulled over, and the police are treating him bad, like telling him to get on his knees and all this. And the one cop realizes who he is. He's like, hey, that's Jericho 1. It's like, oh, you're that rapper puke, Jericho 1. He's like trying to start a riot, trying to rape the LAPD over a cheese grater. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I make more money in a day than you make in a whole year. And my lawyers love spending my money.
damn.
He sounded like, he's like, oh, what is it, Opera Stackler? You're gonna be in my next soundtrack. I'm like, it's gonna be called Robo Stackler. The cop that made his match with me, like, you're gonna be famous, fucker. And the guy's like, I don't think so, and just pulls a gun out and like takes him out, and
Yeah,
everybody's freaking out. They're getting taken out, and the girl that you see her like, she was like the only one unfortunate to get away, and
right.
and they're just like, oh my god, like what they were worried about, if that clip got out, like if people saw it and seen those police officers like totally execute him,
Right.
like that, it would have caused a really bad deal.
But it did end up getting out, didn't it, at the end? That's why the one cop took himself out?
Well, no, well, yeah, because he gave the clip and stuff to Angela Bassett to get to fucking give to this like one guy that Ralph Fiennes would know, that would see it and do the right thing about it.
Right.
That's why when they were caught, when they were trying to attack Angela Bassett, like the guy showed up, and they're like, hey, she's trying to cause a riot, and he just simply held up the disc. It was like, I know everything.
Yeah.
And that's why, like you said, at the end, the one cop realized how screwed he was and took himself out. Then Vincent D'Onofrio, like, was like trying to still take out Angela Bassett, like that's dragging his partner behind him, and then he
Damn.
winds up getting taken out by the rest of the police force.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Hell of a movie.
Yeah, great movie, by the way.
Definitely. Let's see. The film here was released by 20th Century Fox October 13th, 1995 in the U.S. It's a long movie. It has a running time of 145 minutes.
Oh yeah, but you
Um,
know what though? I mean, it was worth the time because I mean there were just some awesome scenes. Like
yeah,
even right at the beginning of the movie, where you see Ralph Fiennes putting on a clip, is like, "All right, show me what you got." And
yeah,
you see the play, you see like these three guys are like in a car putting like masks on and having guns, and like they pull up to like this restaurant, whatever, and they run in the back door. And what's so cool though about the way they were doing this, it was like all filmed from the guy's like POV. Like you're seeing what's happening through that person's eyes.
right.
And like you see them go in there, they're grabbing everybody, putting them in, locking them all up in this cooler, and grabbing all the cash. Like, yeah, let's get out of here. And as they try to run out the door, the police show up. They're like, fuck, fuck, and like one guy's just like, the hell with this, and he runs out the door like he wants to be getting a shootout. And the other two guys are just like, oh fuck this, let's go up the stairs.
Oh
And they're
yeah,
like running up these like things and things of stairs, so they get to the roof, and they're running, and they get to a part where they got to jump from one building to the next. And one guy makes it. The one guy that you're seeing through his eyes, like, is like freaked out, like, oh shit, what do I do? And then he tries to make the jump, like he catches the side of it, and his buddy's trying to help him up, and then his dumbass winds up like pulling out his gun and shooting at the police, winds up accidentally letting go of his pal. And you see him like falling to his demise.
man.
And you get like a brrr sound, and like Ralph Fiennes like ripping off, like, hey man, damn it, I don't deal in snuff.
That's crazy.
He's just like, I hate to zap when they die. It just ruins your whole day.
Now this movie had a budget of 42 billion, but it only made 17 million at the box office.
Oh damn!
So this was an epic fail at the theaters, but the movie's still a damn good movie to watch.
Yeah, if y'all out there ever want to watch a good hardcore like movie that would just leave you in awe, watch Strange Days.
Yeah. Of course, as producer James Cameron began work on the story of Strange Days around 1985. So he's the one that originally wrote this movie.
So damn, it took them 10 years to come out with that movie.
Well, sometimes it takes longer than that.
Yeah.
When you write a film, it takes. I mean, look what Avatar 1 to Avatar 2. I mean, it took over, 20 years?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good movie, good casting. And I guess we can move on from, let's see, Strange Days, if you want. And let's see here. Oh, we'll get into, we'll talk about Get Shorty if you want to talk about this one.
It'd be kind of hard because I vaguely remember Get Shorty.
Well, same here, but I don't want to pass up on it either because it's a good film.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
we'll talk about it for a minute. I mean, well, plus we're pretty much at the hour mark at this point, so
Yeah,
We'll wrap it up after this one.
I mean, I vaguely remember having like John Travolta. It had
Yeah,
like wasn't Rene Russo
yeah,
in it?
she was in it. Danny DeVito, Gene Hackman.
Yeah,
It had a really good cast in it.
I remember it had a good cast. I remember, like I said, I don't think I've ever watched like the whole movie. I may have watched a couple. Like I think I
James,
tried. I think I tried to watch it one
yeah,
time. I don't think I like got into it.
yeah. It's like one of those, I don't know, really well written films. Um, let's see, Get Shorty. This was distributed by MGM. Release date October 20th, 1995. It had a budget of 30 million and it ended up making $115 million. Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. Nice.
They had a sequel titled "Be Cool" that came out like
Yeah,
10 years later. I remember seeing that at the theaters.
I remember The Rock being in that movie.
Yeah. So we
That
got
was,
John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Rene Russo, Danny DeVito, Delroy Lindo. Haven't seen him in many movies as of
yeah,
lately.
I ain't seen him. I mean, I ain't seen him in movies lately. I
Yeah,
haven't seen like Rene Russo in movies in a
yeah,
while.
true. James Gandolfini, he played like a guy named Bear. He was like the bodyguard for Delroy. I remember a
Yeah.
part where fucking John Travolta goes, "Are you stuntman?" It's like, yeah, yeah, something like that. And then he grabs him by the nuts and throws him down the fucking stairs. Like, damn, he landed pretty good. I thought, damn, dude, what the fuck? Damn, hell of a scene.
Uh,
He's asking him, "Are you a good stuntman or something like that?" And he's like, he's laughing at first. That James starts laughing, and then fucking John Travolta just grabs him by the nuts, grabs him by the throat or something like that, and throws him down the fucking stairs. And it's like, oh yeah, he landed pretty good. And James is on the ground all fucked up. I'm like, damn.
He's probably landed thinking like, "Damn, I want to go back to being Tony Soprano."
Yeah. This was before that, I believe, Sopranos.
Yeah,
This was right after I would say he did True Romance.
yeah. Oh,
James Gandolfini.
he was a dude. He was a badass dude in fucking True
Oh yeah,
Romance.
that movie is fantastic.
That part
But
with Patricia Arquette where he's telling her like, "Turn around, no, the other way, turn all the way around," and she turns all the way around. As
yeah,
she turns all the way around, he just clocks her.
yeah. Well, we'll get into that when we do a full-on review.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic. Oh, yeah, that's right. Harvey Keitel. He's in it. He says he plays himself, but he's uncredited.
so
Uh,
you got a lot. So you got a lot of people in that movie.
yeah, you got a big. This is big when I want to say it's a fucking film beforehand that came out beforehand. Quentin Tarantino film with John Travolta in it.
Oh, are you talking about Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction. When Tarantino started doing his films with this really good writing and characters and shit, it seems like this is when other directors and writers started coming out and trying to do the same thing.
Yeah,
This felt like a little bit like a Tarantino type movie. The way
yeah.
it was written. Along others. But yeah, Tarantino did it first, and and then all these other directors and writers were starting to write films like him. And this was
Like,
this felt like one of them.
yeah, we gotta make that money, do it the Tarantino way.
Yeah. But let me see. Let me go over the plot here. 1995 American gangster comedy film. Let's see. Chili Palmer is a Miami-based loan shark and movie buff. When this leather jacket is taken by rival mobster Ray Bones, Chili retrieves it and breaks Bones' nose. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so he's a movie buff and all this. Yeah, the movie is really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's another one of those films I haven't seen in so long. I only remember certain parts.
And that's what's bad. See, we're talking about movies in '95, like,
Right. A lot of
yeah,
them we haven't seen in a long time. 20,
because
30 years.
I mean, we're reading off movies that came out in '95, but I mean, the movies that have come out since then. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to keep up with all these movies they
Oh
come
yeah,
out.
with everything. Yeah, but
Like I said,
that's
I'm
why
sure.
I do reviews because I'll always watch the movie before we
Yeah,
do a review.
yeah. Anytime
You know.
we do review, we go back and we watch. Like
Yeah.
we'll
Right.
watch the movie. We'll watch it, and as soon as the movie's over, it's like bam, review time.
Review.
Like,
That way we give it some justice. But
yeah,
when
because
we're doing this here, these podcasts, we're just vaguely. This is what I would call mini reviews. We're
yeah,
going over a lot of films, but I try to keep it at
yeah,
20 minutes or less per film during these podcasts.
we're going through these films, but we're really not doing them justice. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot,
not big justice. Just that's why I call them mini reviews, because I can vaguely remember
like
so
like
much.
there's a lot of movies that we've talked about, and hell, I could talk about some of those particular movies for fucking hours.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, this is a really good movie. John Travolta plays Chili Palmer.
Chili,
Uh, that's an
chili,
interesting name for a character.
yeah. They've always done like movies like that where I always wonder like where they come up like naming their actors, because sometimes you'll get actors and you'll get their name to be like, wow, where did you come up with that name? Like like
Right.
like 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 John Travolta, that one being known as Chili Palmer.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Get Shorty, 1995. Now, next, um, which we will be going over. We're going to end it here with Get Shorty, but we're going to start it off with a Kevin Smith film called Mallrats.
Mallrats, okay,
Now,
okay.
this one I've only seen once, so this is another one I won't be talking about too
Much.
much.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but like because we haven't seen it in so long,
Right, we can't really give it justice.
we don't really do it. But like these movies that we're not doing justice. We will do probably a future review on some of these.
Yeah, a lot of these. I mean, if we have time, because it takes a lot of time to make videos and edit
Yeah,
videos.
I'm saying
And we're putting out reviews every year. By the way, we're putting out. I'm trying to put out. I want to make it to where I'm putting out a movie review pretty much every single once a month. It
yeah,
doesn't happen that way, but I try to get at least one movie review
yeah.
once a month or once every other month.
I'll tell you one good, definitely future movie review that we talked about
Yeah.
is that Dead Presidents movie.
Yeah, that one you got to see.
I definitely,
You're gonna love that one, dude.
yeah.
It-
I have to watch
yeah,
that.
I
And
think I have that on VHS.
yeah, I don't have it currently, but maybe I could find it on one of the streaming services.
Yeah, could be on YouTube for all we know.
Yeah,
But yeah, let us know in the comments below if you want us to do Dead Presidents
yeah.
future
So
for review, or any of these films that we've been talking about. So
yeah,
we've been making this. This has been going on for a while. This is part 7.
any film from '95 that we've discussed in our
Yeah.
podcast that we didn't really do justice by just giving a mini review. If you want to see a full review
Right.
of any of these movies that we have talked about in '95,
Yeah. Let us know.
let us know. We'll do it.
Yeah. And by the way, most of our movie reviews, they're like an hour long or a little longer, a little less, give or take. So
Yeah,
we give it justice.
we will. I mean, like you said, me and you, we are diehard movie
Oh yeah.
fanatics.
So yes,
You know,
sir. But
That's why we're doing this video. That's why we're talking about movies, because we have a
yeah,
love of
we have
movies.
passion for it. We watch so many movies, it's not even funny, man.
Yeah.
Over the years.
What's bad though is that we could say we've watched a lot of movies, but then when you realize how many movies that there actually is out there,
Yeah.
and okay, we've watched thousands.
Yeah, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
We could take all the movies that we watch and not even scratch the surface of movies out there.
Right. So, anyways, yeah, we'll leave it off with Get Shorty, but, starting up next will be Mallrats,
Mallrats.
which will
Good
be,
deal.
I believe, Volume 8. The start of Volume 8 will be or Part 8, I should say.
Part 8, Chapter 8, whatever.
It's all good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're out of here for now, and as always, y'all have a kick-ass night, day, whenever you're watching this. Peace.